Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Roads of Oz. My name is Matt, and on this episode, all the little jobs we're going to be doing on the Ducati 600 Super Sport. On the previous video, I talked about the electrical issue, and I'm going to start replacing little things on it, and the first thing I'll be replacing is this flasher unit right here. It doesn't seem like the indicators are working, so we'll swap that over and see if that's causing other issues, and I'll show you why I think it could be the case. The other job is start getting it ready to put the fairing on. You can see down here, there's a mounting bracket there, but this mounting bracket's missing. We go into the parts. Where did I put the parts? How embarrassing. All right, very carefully put the light there. All right, so if we go into here, there's the mounting bracket. You can see the bolt has sheared off, so I've ordered a new one of these, but problem is they're coming from Italy and it's going to take 6 weeks to get out. We're trying to put this poor bike back together. Now I've got a good reference here. See, you'll see this one here. Well, it's a bit dark, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one off and figure out what parts I need to, what parts are used for the other side. These are all little things you can do, and like I was saying on the previous video, the bike is about 80% complete. It's all these little jobs now that we're going to try and get it up and running. I don't need a mechanic for this part of it because it's all small stuff. It's stuff I feel I'm capable of doing. All right, so let's get into it. Now, before we get into the electrical side, full disclosure, I'm actually an electrician by trade. It is a lot easier for people like me to understand the schematics. Now I'm going to show you why it will be easy for just about everyone to follow schematics, especially on a very basic motorcycle like the 600 SS. Now, we're going to have a quick look at the if you have a look at all the connections, there's all these there's all these different wires, and they're all got different colors. And we look over here at the horn. It's got the green, and it's got a purple and black. Now, what's another good example? Indicator, green and white and black. Now, let's go check out the diagram. All right, so this is the Haynes manual for the Ducati, and what I do like about, one of the things I do really like about it is its wiring diagram. And you can see this is for the 600, it's for the 600, 750 models, and 900 from 94 to 97. So that's mine. And if you look, everything's color coded. So if we're looking for the right hand indicator lights, where are you? Right hand indicator light, purple and black. Oh, that's all on. White and green, and the Earth's black. Or the negative's black, sorry. So as I'm editing, every time I come across the word negative, I want to give myself an uppercut. I mean ground, and I say it too often. So let's go have a look at that. Front right, white and green, black. So you're able to do a lot of, if you follow it, you might be able to find the fault. Now in this case here, we've got a general relay, and from the general relay, you'll see it comes out of the fuse box into the general relay, and it goes all over the place. But the important bit for me is if you find there's a turn signal relay just down here. I don't know how well you can see that. Focus. Right. And that, if you follow that around, it makes its way, into the fuel pump, and it comes out, off to a neutral. But at some point, that turn signal relay, I feel, is affecting this somehow. Whether it's backfeeding, because there's no diodes here to stop any sort of backfeeding, so I'm not sure if it's just got a high resistance joint in that turn relay, and that's affecting the rest of the bike. So I'm going to swap that out. I've already ordered one, and we're just going to see if that works. And we're going to do it piece by piece to make sure, to figure out what is the actual problem with it. All right, so I had two deliveries today, one from Desmo HQ up at Byron Bay, and the other from Gowan Locks. Had no issue with either. This one's the the flasher unit. This one's a flasher unit. There's all the parts I need to mount the fairing. Excellent. All right, so let's start with the flasher unit. All right, so this was just a theory of mine. When you went to turn the indicators on, nothing happened, so I assumed the flasher unit was playing up. Not only that, whenever you go to turn it on, it would cause the fuel pump to sounds like it made a different noise. My guess is additional load on the battery, and the fuel pump wasn't getting as much load. So swapping out an indicator relay is pretty easy job actually. It's just a case of unplugging the old one and plugging in a new one. Making sure they're identical. These are. Identical units right there. That's still a new one. Alright. Just let that sit there loosely. Bring it on. Alright, the indicator's working. A bit fast, but it works. We've got a red light. Let's cancel that. Alright, so that's that repaired. It's still not ideal, so I'm going to go around and check all the negatives every freaking time. So there could be a loose negative on the body somewhere, and that's not giving a good circuit, which is causing more problems for the bike. It'd be also interesting to listen to it when the motor's running and the battery's getting charged. But anyway, baby steps. Let's move on to the next item. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to test, and that was the lights, wasn't it? I don't think this operates without that. There's still an issue there. Yeah, we've still got an issue there, so I'm going to have to look a bit harder. So no change, although we do have a flasher unit that works now, but there's still an issue on this side, so I'm going to have to just go around and check all the wiring. I'm pretty confident it's a wiring issue. So the most likely cause is a loose ground somewhere, so I'm going to hunt that down and see what I can find. It's another day, and I've been going through the wiring and what's causing this thing to act the way it is. And what I found, I was having a look through the wiring, and we found a sneaky cable. That one there doing absolutely nothing. Now, when you find a cable that's got a ring terminal on it, you can guarantee it's meant to be on the bike chassis somewhere because it's acting as a ground. So that's what's been causing all the havoc. So I'll bolt that in there using some Bunnings. I had to take a trip to Bunnings, more accurately I had to order from Bunnings and wait a few days because everything's online where we are at the moment. But we'll see if that fixes the problem. Alright, so I've just put it in where it looks like it's meant to go, just there. So let's test it. That's promising already. You can see the light's better, the dash is lit up. Yeah, indicators are working. It's looking promising. All right, now the final. So let's try that again. Indicators are working, rear light's working. Let's see. Other indicator, yep. And the front, we're looking good. So one last test will be if the headlight works, and I'll just hook it up. All right. All right, so let's see. Oh, hello, there we go. Light's working. Let's put it all back together and we'll call the electricals done. So I'm about to start editing. I want to explain why things were still working even though that ground cable was disconnected. What the circuit was doing, it was finding a way around the bike and trying to run more current than it could handle through the cables that are available or through another circuit, and it was producing weird noises from relays, the fuel pump. So electricity just finds a way to get back to the battery. So picture it leaves the positive from a battery, goes all the way around back to the negative. That's what it's trying to do. And this you'll see this illustration here, that best describes it. You're trying to push too much current through the cable that was available to it. Once I connected the ground up properly, it had a direct path back to the negative terminal on the battery and everything run perfect. So that's a tip for when you're doing older bikes, especially when when they have such basic wiring. It's best if you're getting some funny readings, dimmer lights, good chance is one of your ground cables somewhere has come loose. So just have a look around for that, and it might not even be off, it could just be loose itself. So check all your grounds, get familiar where all your grounds are on older bikes. Anyway, that's just a simple tip. Back to the regular show. So these are spring loaded, the washer part. So there's 3 springs and the light just goes straight over it. Then you push it in. And you meant to just push it straight up. It's the most awkward thing. The simple fact, it doesn't always want to work. I'm sure there's a knack to this, I just don't have it. So I get a screwdriver. I get the screwdriver in and just carefully push that back, up, back, up. Yeah, just to click in then. And we're all in place. So she's starting to look like a Ducati now. All right, so the last thing left really is just to put the body panels back on and she's good to go. I've ordered all new screws and fasteners for the fairings, the fairing, the screen. Reason for that is, if we have a look in here, some of these look that one looks good, but some of these were looking quite ratty. So you can see there, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's starting to get all chewed up. So I'm going to replace them all. The reason for that is, you never know when you've got to take it apart again, and there's a good chance I'll be taking it apart because I want to actually have the clip-ons resprayed, and someone's had keys on this and this has just wore away. The workaround for this, I was just going to get a carbon fibre bit and put it over for the interim. How far down the rabbit hole do you want to go though? And I'm not too sure with this one. It's not really meant to be a show bike. It was just meant to be done to make pretty. So and I think so far so good. So I'll do all these, we're going to do all these extra little things a little bit later. For now, I just want to enjoy riding the thing. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting it all together. Hopefully by the next video, it's going to be 100% complete and ready for Rego. And we're going to have a completed Ducati 600 SS. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. If you found this video interesting, please like, share, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next vid.